Before we go on with the forms, the questionnaires, let's finish up a little bit about the assessment. So we also do like specialty assessments. So we look at shoulder, the clients coming with injuries, glenohumeral joint, say AC joint. We look at just the entire shoulder complex. Full assessment, same way I showed with Jose earlier, how we assess TMJ. So we look at the jaw. We look at the jaw and let's say the opening, closing of the jaw. We look at protrusion, retrusion of the mandible. Okay, so going back and forth, lateral version, side to side, trigger points as we go. So like trigger points inside, so you have like the masseter, just say the jaw complex. So you have the masseter, you have the pterygoids inside. So we actually go inside the mouth and find the trigger points in the jaw, just in case someone comes with some kind of mouth issue, like some kind of jaw issue. Okay, sometimes they don't know that there's an issue, but you know someone has maybe a series of headaches, then that could actually be coming from the jaw. Because there's some wisdom, some people believe like the atlas controls everything from the top down. Some people believe the pelvis controls everything from the bottom up. So it all depends on what you believe and whatever your approach is. But some people will attack the pelvis first to correct the body. Some people will attack the atlas first to correct the body. But you have to also remember like the jaw connects to the cervical spine. So if there's an issue with the jaw, then that can really lock up the cervical spine. And then no matter what you do with the spine, if you don't fix the jaw, then you can always have an issue. So like I've had a case where a client has like a retainer, and this has been like for years now, and she has like headaches, you know, migraines, really bad series of headaches, and did an assessment. So we actually did an inclusion test. Pencil. Like yeah, like what you do is just take. I won't bite on it. So pass me that pencil, please. Okay. Thanks. So if I take this, what I'll do is a test. So I'll have my client take the pencil, have the arm out, muscle test it. So clench your teeth, don't push down the arm, and then if the arm goes, just figure out the strength, right? Muscle test. Same thing. Height behind, bite down the pen, push down. If they're stronger or weaker, you draw it down. Test on the other side. Okay, so typically you'd be a little bit weaker with the pencil because now you have an occlusion going on in the jaw. So now you have a separation on one side where the other side wants to be fixed. Okay, so you should typically be weaker, but sometimes if someone has an abnormality in the jaw and an alignment, they'll actually be stronger with the pencil or the pen, whatever object you use, or a piece of wood, whatever. Then I'll refer a client out. You know, there's actually a machine like a K7 machine, which uses basically the same assessment that we do, but it's a lot more detailed. It's just also a lot more expensive. So I know like the test may runs like $6,000-$7,000 just to get tested for, you know, just to see what's going on with the jaw. So we do like an initial screen, and then if there is an issue, then we'll, you know, send them out to the jaw specialist, you know, orthodontist. So okay. So again, that's just from having a retainer, like a permanent retainer in their mouth. Okay. So there's tons of different ways that you can have an issue with the jaw. Question?
What did she end up doing?
Huh?
What did she end up doing?
Well, she's in the process of correcting it. So it's not fixed yet, but got the assessment, got the details, sent it out to the doctor who's actually working with the machine. And then they're in the process of just giving exercises for it. I actually do some of the pumping of the jaw, just based from the somotherapy. So do some of that. There's also outdoors for the jaw, which is pretty cool. You take a little piece of like wood, little stick, put it in the back molars. You bite down. It helps to just alleviate some of the tension here, right? Along the pterygoids, helps alleviate some of the tension. So like just remember like when the mouth opens, I don't have a jaw. That's the one thing I didn't bring today. But it's fine. I was focusing on spine today. But when the mouth opens, it opens. And it slides forward. So after about 60 degrees of opening, then it goes more into translation forward. Okay, so it's like a hinge first for 60 degrees, and then translates. If there's issue here though, there's like stiffness there, then when it hinges, it's gonna kind of grind. You'll feel the grind. You can actually like sometimes you open, you put your fingers here, you can feel if it's grinding or not. So you can actually kind of like self-assess. You can check both sides and see what's going on. Okay, so. Again, don't take the information you get from here and think that you know what's going on in the jaw, but that's just one of the tests that we do as well. Okay, so TMJ, shoulder, upper cervical spine. Of course, like we actually do like Atlas.
Chewing gum would help the jaw problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Chewing gum is good for the jaw.
You said good?
Chewing good.
No.
Chewing gum is not good.
No, I wouldn't say it's good. And then also think about if you're chewing gum, you're chewing on one side only. So now you have one side that's just continuing to grind, and the other side is now freer. Yeah.
So chew 2 gums.
Alternate side.
Yeah.
Do 10 here,
Yeah.
and then switch and do 10 on the other side.
Yeah.
If you get it, chew 2. You chew, that's fine.
But it helps. It helps the
If you're gonna chew gum, yes, chew 2. Like make it symmetrical.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yes. We assess the eyes, the ears, again lumbar spine pathology. So clients that come with any like disc pathologies, we assess that, and then depending on what it is, if it's like upper cervical, if it's an Atlas issue, then to be sent to Dr. Imaña. So we have like a series of tests that we do for the upper cervical. The Fukita test, that's the marching test with the eyes closed, lights off, ears, headphones on, and just testing to see if someone can maintain straight or if they start to rotate after about 10, 20, 30 seconds, or like they rotate and start walking forward. Yeah.
Wow. Have you seen it?
Oh, have I seen it? Yeah, I had a guy like maybe say standing this way, starts marching, and then 30 seconds later he's at the door. Like no joke. You see that all the time. It's not.
I'm pretty sure that would happen to me, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
And then that's an indication that they may have an upper cervical spine, but with more
tests. So let's say if we're doing the basic test, like no hands-on test, we just do Fukita test, marching, right? The one I just told you about, and then we'll also do a weight shift test. So we look if it's more than 5 pounds off on the weight shift, most likely, and that along with the marching, both of those are positive. Most likely there's an Atlas issue going on, and again, it could be a TMJ issue that's a real issue, or it could be a mental, emotional. Again, it comes down to what people believe and whatnot, but it could be either of those factors. But send him out to Dr. Imaña, let him run further tests, because he has the machines that can kind of like go into a little more detail, right? We also do like hands-on cervical tests as well for the Atlas, but it's just good. It's more of a screening. And then that allows me to then, hey, Dr. Imaña, here's the data, this is what I got. He can run further tests now, and then I can really understand what's going on with the client. So when I have to create my exercise program, I have like all the details I need for their program, for their corrective exercise program. Okay? Question?
Okay. Oh, well, for example, person who has a permanent pain in one arm.
Okay, in the shoulder?
In the
specifically?
shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an indication that something wrong with.
It could be.
It could.
Yeah, I can't say for sure. The only way to know is like to truly to assess. Yeah, because if I tell you that I'm just guessing, and so like if you're not assessing, then you're just guessing. That's what Paul Check always says.
Yes.
So that's why I make sure I always assess. I can't assume anything.
Yeah.
Because then if I try to correct the wrong thing.
You have to get the machines and all that.
Yeah, you gotta run all the tests.
Yeah,
because if I try to guess and I correct the wrong thing, then it could lead to other issues.
Oh,
And now I'm the bad guy. So
nobody wants that.
no one wants to be the bad guy. Alright, so then let's say the final part of the assessment, we would do like power pattern assessment. So in terms of like movement, so we'll do a series of like lunging, bending, squatting, pushing, pulling, twisting, and then also a function of gait. So it could be checking a client's walking, checking a client's jogging, running, depending on what they do. If someone's working at an office at a desk, I'm not gonna really look too much at the jogging or the running. I'll look more at their walking, because that's mostly what they're gonna be doing. If someone's a sprinter, then I'll look at their running, I'll look at their sprinting. All right, if someone's running a marathon, I'll look at both their walking, I'll look at their jogging. Just trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to assess each client. Okay. All right, so that's that part for let's say the physical assessment, the physical part. Went on to like different areas there, that's fine. That's typically what happens in a presentation. So, all right, now we'll discuss the forms. So, we're gonna go on to the 4-doctor readiness assessment. So we have the 4 series. We have Dr. Happiness, all right. We have Dr. Quiet, Dr. Diet, and then Dr. Movement. So what I'll do is let's go look at the overall. So we'll look at your Dr. Happiness score, Dr. Quiet score, Dr. Diet score, and Dr. Movement. obviously you saw your 4-doctor total, so hopefully that you put your total score there. And again, so if your score is from say 0 to 200 or less, right? So 0 to 200, then it just is an indication that you're ready to do a workout program. Like you don't have like any like a lot of issues that's gonna prevent you from like benefiting from an exercise program, like a pretty intense exercise program. Like you can pretty much do anything. Your score is between let's say 200 to 300 or 310, then you're in a yellow zone. So let's say the first one is a green zone, this one's a yellow zone. This is where you want to have a little caution. You gotta take it one day at a time. One day you might feel great, tons of energy. All right, good. Go have a great workout. One day you might feel sluggish, a little slow. You might not feel the greatest. All right, be careful. You may need to work in a little bit. So that's where you have to kind of listen to your body. You have to work in. You may do some Tai Chi, which we're gonna do today. Some sort of meditation. I like stalk walking. So you just find whatever works best for you. So that's in the yellow zone. And then again, if we're in the red zone, so that's a score of 310 to 650. That's working. So that's you're in the red zone. You gotta be careful. You may have a lot of information going on. You may like have a lot of stress factors going on at the time. Where if you really try to crush yourself in the gym, like crush it in the gym, you already have enough stress going on in the body, say mentally, emotionally, or maybe physically, which is why you have a high score. And you gotta be careful. Maybe a good time to maybe working for say 2, 4, 6 weeks, however long it takes you to kind of come back, test it again. You should be feeling better each day. You should kind of be able to tell that you're feeling better just from working in, eating right, like cleaning up your diet, drinking more water, whatever the issue is. You find out. We go into more detail about like what the issue is specifically, just from looking at the individual questions. But we use the total score just as like a basis. Okay, we know we're gonna have this client working out pretty hard. This client take it one day at a time, give them different options. So one, program A and B might be pretty intense. Program C and D might be a little more like working in, right? So you like work out, work in, just like Paul says, right? Work out, work in. It could be, so you feel great, go work out. You don't feel too great today, all right, go work in. Maybe do some Tai Chi, go do some meditation, go do some yoga, go do something that's not gonna be too intense on your body. And you can kind of, like even a workout, you can take your same intense workout and now just change the reps, change the tempo, change everything, and you can make that now more of a work-in exercise. Like if it's something that you like to do. If you like doing deadlifts, but you're in a red zone, just do like high rep, very low weight, just do the movement, so you
The warm-up.
yeah, just you can do a deadlift in a different way. You don't have to use a bar to do a deadlift. You just gotta like put a medicine ball on the floor, a kettlebell, and it could be just make sure it's really light. So you can do like 20, 30, even 50 reps of, and it's more of a breathing exercise. So you have your object on the floor and you're just, slower pace, more controlled, just more relaxed, and now you're more in tune with your body. So now and we're actually going to go into breathing in the next segment, but you're more in tune with your body. Okay, so there's just some factors to think about when you're starting to have like an exercise program for yourself, or if you have a client that you're creating a program for. Okay, so like those are some of the factors that I look at when I'm working with clients. So it's not just the assessment, like the physical assessment, but now we go into like the lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the lifestyle has to change.
It could. It depends on the person. It could. It could. Changes typically good. Change, because you always want to grow, right? You should always want to grow. So change is typically a good thing for the for the person. Change doesn't have to really be scary. It's just what you make it. So each day you're changing, right? Because as the day goes, your body's aging. It could age in a good way, it could age in a bad way. It's just a matter of like how you take care of it, and have your morals and follow your morals and have your goals. That's so if you think about like Dr. Happiness, that was I think the first page, the first sheet, first one you fill out. Dr. Happiness. So about career, like are you happy with what you're doing? Are you following your dream? Are you doing something that you really want to be doing? Are you taking a risk? Or think about, are you kind of like holding yourself back because you're scared to fail, or you don't know if it's going to work out for you? Like those are all factors. And then now you have to think about what we were talking about earlier. How when we asked me about the like mental emotional issues, if someone's not living their dream, you have let's say for example not a fourth chakra. Alright, so love, like, do you love what you're doing? So if you don't love what you're doing, you know, you may see some kind of, let's say you've got a heart chakra, right? So zone 4, you know, maybe some like closing out there. So you may see a posture start changing just because someone's not like following what they really want to do. You know, so now they have like, now they're kind of closing themselves off because they know they're not really being true to themselves. So they're kind of trying to hide like who they're being at the moment. You know, so that's just an example, and there's like tons of examples. You know, it just comes down to the situation and the person. But that's something that, you know, you just ask yourself, and we'll meditate on that a little later at the end. You know, are you like living the life that you really want to live? Are you living your dream? You know, are you challenging yourself each day? And it doesn't have to be like a huge challenge. It's something that's gonna help you to grow. And like, you know, you have your plan, you have your long-term goal. All right, what steps do I have to take? You know, sometimes you go backwards and it's okay. You know, you might have like, there's 365 days, right? So if you have a majority of those days that you're improving, then most likely you're gonna be growing in life, right? You just try not to dwell too much on like whatever situation's going on. Like I have moments where I feel like I might take a step back for a day, you know, or half a day maybe. Like I have days where I'm like, okay, I don't feel too great today. I don't want to work, but I don't want to work out today. So I might take a step back a little bit, and then, but mentally I already know I'm taking a step back so that now I have a little more energy going forward. You know, I'm taking a step back just to reset a little bit, and then all right, let me go back to my journal. Let me go back to my overall plan and see like where I want to go. Like, am I doing what I need to do to get where I want to go? Or if I'm not, okay, what do I have to change to get there? Like, it's just, there's always good time to reflect. So, you know, like, you don't always have to be on, like just on. Like I know it's in New York, we're in New York, so New York, you're always on. Like you say, it never sleeps, but there's no need, like there's no reason that, you know, you're from Ohio. It's not like New York, it's right, a little slower, right? Which is nice. So it's like, there's no need to just kill yourself and like, always try to like, you know, try to keep up with everyone else. Just see where you are and see what you want to accomplish, and just make those notes, have your plan, have your long-term plan, short-term plan. You know, if your long-term plan is to get out of pain, what's your short-term plan? You know, are you seeing who you need to see? Are you making the changes in your life that you have to make? So, you know, don't rely on someone to get you out of pain as well. You know, people can help you, put you on the right path, but you gotta make sure that, you know, you're taking those steps because at the end of the day, it's in your hands. Like your pain, your fate, your futures, everything's in your hands. So you can use any example that you want. You know, just replace pain and put whatever else you want in there. You're in control of it. So that's just something to think about. So let's say that's Dr. Happiness. Somehow I started talking about that. So let's go on to like say Dr. Quiet, which will also resonate with the same frequency there. Dr. Quiet, so let's think about, you know, sleep, obvious, right? You think about sleep. Are you getting an adequate amount of sleep? Some people say 8 hours is enough, some people say 6, some people only need 5, whatever, you know, whatever you feel you need, then you'll know when you wake up. If you're energized, probably you got a good amount of sleep. If you wake up sluggish, then you probably didn't get a good amount of sleep. Or if you wake up sluggish, you know, did you eat sweets before you went to sleep? Did you eat something like, you know, did you eat sweets 30 minutes before you went to sleep? And then the next night you don't eat sweets and you wake up and you get the same amount of sleep, you wake up and you feel great. Alright, so it wasn't asleep, it was actually the food that was the issue, you know? So it just comes down to like different factors. But you have sleep, you know, if you don't have adequate sleep, then you're not gonna be thinking, your thoughts aren't gonna be as positive as it could, right? You might be a little stressed throughout the day. So now your thoughts aren't as positive, now you're stressed. So now your psyche starts to take over. Now everything that happens is just how you're just more, let's say, stressed out. You know, everything's even more like magnified, right? So now every decision you make is gonna impact the next one. So now you know, you bump into someone on the street, you're not in a good mood, you curse them out, whatever, they curse you out, you guys start fighting, boom.
I don't get sleep if I feel hungry. So I have a tendency that it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I can feel the hunger pangs. So I was told it's not good to eat late.
That late, yeah.
But then if I don't eat, I don't sleep. So I actually eat.
Yeah.
But no big deal, I eat like a little fruit or some snack. But otherwise I wouldn't get to sleep. I'm not doing the right thing, or I have to suppress food late.
Well, have you tried, you know, maybe just look at a different alternative, like maybe a tea, you know, like some kind
Tea.
of like a,
I got green teas a lot.
Well, not a green tea, just because of the caffeine?
No, I got green teas.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like, you know, think about maybe having a tea, something just hot, like help settle your stomach, without like your body having to really work to digest it as you're sleeping, because it's really not gonna happen, and then you wake up in the morning, you'll be sluggish. You know, your body's not gonna digest the food that you're eating, that you eat that late. So now you wake up and it's like you're a little bloated, you don't know why, and then just think about, okay, 5, 6, 7 hours ago I had a snack or went to sleep. Okay, there we go, that makes sense.
So instead of the food, you will recommend tea?
You know, just it depends. Like, is your goal to stop, it's like to not have anything? If your goal is to not have anything, then okay, maybe replace the food with tea, and then slowly just replace the tea with some water, and then boom, now it's just water you're having before you go to sleep. You know, or now it's just, then you replace that with nothing, and now you're not having anything before you go to sleep. So just again, if whatever you're doing, if it's causing an issue in your life, then you have to ask yourself, all right, do I have to change this? You know, is this something I have to change? So, and that's just the approach you take with everything else. You know, take that same approach with anything. You know, is a decision that you're making right now like optimal? You know, so you have, let's say we go back into like the check system, you have like 3 choices. So you have your optimal, suboptimal, and then you have just indifferent where you don't do anything.
In a perfect world, what would be the latest hour that you ingest foods?
Let's say,
6 o'clock?
well, I wouldn't say a time, well, it depends on when you go to sleep. So let's say if you're going to sleep around, let's say 10 o'clock, most people go to sleep around 10, 11 maybe. So let's say you're going to sleep around 10 o'clock, say 8, like 8:30, but you have to see with your body's gonna tell you when. But let's say, you know, just to give you a general, say 2 hours, an hour and a half before, like, and then also depends on the size of the meal. You know, if it's a big meal, give it at least 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, if it's like a small meal, then maybe you get away with an hour. If it's like a light salad or so, you get away with an hour. That late, you know, try to stay away from having too many carbs. It's gonna be harder for the body to digest. So like, you know, more proteins and fats, more fats really.
Yeah.
Okay. Something that the body can digest a little easier. If you're gonna have carbs, make sure it's like vegetable carbs. You know, something easier and better for the body to have in the system. Okay. Just stay away from the sugars, especially that late, because you know it's gonna keep you up. Harder for you to sleep. Okay.
What do you say
Also,
about
now we're covering
proteins?
up the diet,
What do you say about proteins? Is bad to eat late proteins?
No, I didn't say that. Well, typically, if you're gonna have proteins, then you're most likely gonna have some fats in your system, because whatever proteins you're having should include some fats as well.
So it's as well as carbs. It makes your stomach.
Yeah, like carbs. Let's say like breads or sugars. Yeah, anything like with like flour in it, like especially like wheat, like flour, like just stay away from that, especially in general, but especially like that late. You know.
What about
late
proteins? Also, a friend said that you have to stay away from proteins late, or no?
No,
It doesn't matter.
No, and it also comes down to like what type of protein. So like if you're having like a plant-based protein, then that, you know, within an hour of sleep you can still have it maybe.
Yeah.
But if it's like an animal protein, still stick more closer to 2 hours.
Oh.
Okay. So like, you know, your eggs, your fish, let's say beef, chicken, whatever it is. You know, it depends on, it all comes down to like whatever it is in the situation. So it's like, unfortunately it's not one answer I can give you. But but again, whatever you're doing, do it, make a small change, make one change, see how you feel the next day, or see how you feel for that week, give you a better sample size. If it's better, okay, it's a good change. If it's worse, all right, not an optimal change. All right, something else has to change. So it's just, we're always trying to, always exploring and trying to figure out what works best for us. Okay, so there's no like one answer, like whatever works for Jose, whatever works for Malik, whatever works for Ali is not gonna necessarily work for you or for me. So yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. So now we talked about Dr. Diet. So alright, so going back to Dr. Quiet though. Alright, so we talk about sleep. Let's also talk about like introspection. I know you do like a ton of yoga, right? You meditate often as well. Yeah, so this is probably your favorite topic. One of your favorite topics. So yeah, so I think introspection is very good, like just taking time to see what's going on in your life and seeing where you are at the current moment, where you came from, where you started, and then where you're going. Really important, and just staying in tune with yourself. Like, there's no one more important than you, right? So, like, instead of focusing so much, not you guys, but just in general, like focusing so much on what everyone else is doing with their lives. You know, you got social media now, like Instagram, Facebook. You can always see what someone's doing in the moment, right? Just take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute maybe, and just take some time for yourself. Whatever you want to do, sit down and journal. do some Tai Chi, do whatever form of meditation you want, do some yoga, like whatever you want to do. And again, like yoga is not only meditation, but there's no parts of yoga to be at the end. They'll do some meditative practice. But just whatever works for you, whatever is meditative to you. It could be anything, really. It's all personalized. So take some time and do that for yourself. Okay? So yeah, just a good way to stay connected with yourself. So that's one thing. And I have clients like sometimes during a session, do a heavy set of deadlifts. Maybe today's just only doing deadlifts. Heavy set of deadlift, 3-4 minute break. All right, do some coloring. Just doing some art while during the workout. Just another form of expression. It's just something kind of work both sides of the brain now. You got your physical side and then you have like the creative side. So you're just working both sides of the brain, just staying fully integrated. Okay, so it's actually pretty fun too. Like I've done it a few times where like I'll do maybe like deadlifts is one of my favorite exercises, so I'll do deadlifts and then I'll go and do some art for like 5 minutes and then go back and do another set of deadlifts. And it's just like that's just what I'm doing today. Like not specifically in the program, but that's just what I wanted to do. Like that's my working in. So I might do a light set of deadlifts, whatever it is. Everyone just pick your own thing and have fun doing it. As long as you have fun, that's all that matters. All right, as long as you enjoy it, then
enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Then you want to keep doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You find motivation.
Exactly.
You find yourself motivated. And
Yeah.
keep on going
Like-
and you go.
Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier, right? If I give all of you the same program, maybe Malik likes the program, Jose doesn't like it. It's like a couple things he doesn't like. I don't have enough yoga in there for Ali, so she doesn't like it. and then,
to customize.
yeah, you have to like personalize, keep everything personalized, like get to know each person and figure out what works, but what doesn't work. Because that's how you get the adherence. If you just give everyone the same thing, then maybe 50% adhere, 50% don't. The ones that do will most likely, get the results they're looking for. The ones that don't won't get the results, and it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily their fault. Like as a coach, you have to be able to like work with, different people. You have to be able to work with different types of people, like whatever they like to do. You have to understand them. You gotta get to know them. So you have to build that relationship. So it's not just like a personal trainer. All right, here's just give them an exercise. Boom. Like, you gotta understand like what are they going through in their lives, what are they going through at that moment, what are their goals. You just gotta get to know them. So yeah, there's a ton of different aspects. Okay. Question?
No.
Good. All right, so we covered happiness, quiet.
And now we go on to diet.
Yeah, I talked about diet a little bit, but okay. Good. So I gave you guys and we'll go over this later. But I gave you guys a primal pattern diet form as well. So we have the different types of like pattern types, and that's this one here.
Yeah.
That's this. I know you were reading it already, so we'll look at this one a little later.
Yeah, okay.
But so yeah, we have like polar type, which should be about 70% proteins and fats, okay, in the diet, and about 30% carbohydrates. If you want, I can send you this stuff if you want. But you can write down stuff. It's fine.
Okay, you say 70% protein and
Yeah, 70% protein and fats. Yeah, and then you have your variable types. Okay, so those are a little more mixed. Okay, so about 50% protein and fats, 50% carbs, and then you have like equatorial types. So it's a little more of a carbo type. Okay, so let's say, and the carb doesn't have to be like sugars or like tons of fruits. It could be a lot of vegetables. It depends on where someone's from. If someone's from the islands, they're most likely going to be like more of a carbo type, where they're eating like coconuts, pineapples, mangoes, fruits, all this other stuff, right? And that's where you gotta still again get more personalized with the program. So understand someone's heritage, what someone likes to eat, what feels good for someone's body. That's where we use the questionnaires that helps really go like dig deeper into it, so we know how what foods affect each person and how it makes them feel, and then that way you can kind of help them put together like their own personalized diet plan. I'm not gonna go and give someone like Atkins diet. Like I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it won't work for them. It could definitely work for someone. Like whatever, right? Whatever. But I typically like stick more like with a rotation diet. So rotation diet, say day 1, you'll have, say for example, it might not be exactly out of the book, but let's say for example for protein you have chicken. Say you have for fats, say you use some olive oil, and for your carbs or so you have spinach. All right, spinach, maybe some broccoli or so. That's day one. Then day two, you're not gonna have that, you won't have that chicken again until you come back around after day four. You come back to now day five, which is now the second round of day one. That just allows it, whatever you had in day one to now leave the body, exit the body. More so the protein in this case, because it's heavier, it's gonna stay in the body a little longer. Allows that chicken now to leave the body, and now you can take in a new, like, free range, right? Free range form of chicken, right? Free range. So,
Okay, brilliant.
so yeah, always just think about the quality of the food you're having too. So like where you're getting your food from, it's a good shot, good option, good choice. You know, you gonna say something?
Now, with the rotation diet, is it, so you're doing chicken for day one?
Let's say chicken for day one. Let's say I have maybe fish for day two. I'll pick it straight from the book. So I'll use the book as a reference. It doesn't tell you exactly how to mix everything, so you have to like play around with that yourself.
Right.
And see what you want to have. But you can map it out for a month. You can map it out for 3 months, and then go from there. And just you have one rotation for 3 months, and then boom, okay, now I want to change the rotation a little bit. You could make it for a month to make it a little more fun, where it's not like you're not doing the same thing for 3 months. Like no one really wants to do that, but just let you know it's not a bad thing if you do. It's probably not optimal to stick with the same foods for 3 months. It's cool to mix it up a little bit.
Now, if you were to get some kind of symptom, let's say a headache, after day two, now how would you know if it's the chicken, let's say, or if it's like the fish on day two?
Sure. Well, typically what I'll just have someone do is, hey, okay, maybe go to the second rotation of the same diet, the same 4 days. Now we come around and instead of having the chicken, now let's replace that with something else from that same day that's acceptable. And now keep the fish up for day two, so that way we know if it goes away, it's probably your chicken. If it doesn't, right, now we'll keep it. Now we keep the chicken in there, and now we replace the fish during our next rotation, and then we can kind of filter out. So it's not something where you're just gonna like happen right away, or we'll know right away, but it's something that we'll know over time within that same period, within that same month of that same rotation of like how the food's affecting your body. So you don't, it's still
It's not
process of elimination.
It's not eating chicken for 4 days and then eating fish for like 4 days.
No, but you could if you want. You can have like day one, you have chicken like throughout the day. You can also have like whatever is on that chart for day one. You can have chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you want. Or you can have eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, chicken for dinner. You can have eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch.
Or turkey.
Turkey will be in the same. It'll be in the same family, so you can have that for dinner. So you can mix up each meal, and then you come back.
Whatever the poultry.
Yeah.
Poultry.
Exactly.
What do you say about seafood? I love seafood, but recently I got this idea. They say seafood is all the garbage in the ocean, in the bottom of the ocean. Is seafood actually healthy or is it toxic? What was your word?
Okay, so one, it depends like what kind of seafood you get. So you
Let's
want,
say shrimps.
well, you want to get like say wild caught type of like say you have a fish for example, right? Like you want to have like some kind of wild caught fish.
Yeah.
Now, it'll be at least be the best form or best quality of seafood you can get. Now, like in terms of like what's going on in the oceans and whatnot, like that is a factor. So then that comes down to, okay, you have it, wherever you get it from, you eat it, if you feel good, most likely it's good for you. If you don't have like any, like you were saying, headaches or
I'm not allergic at all.
yeah,
I enjoy it.
headaches, bloating, inflammation, like if you don't have any symptoms from it, any like setbacks from it, then most likely it's good for you. And that's where it comes down to like personalizing it. Like it might be good for you and someone else might not feel too great from it, then that might come down to being the fish.
Like I said, I'm allergic to seafood. It's something I really enjoy and love, and then somebody told me it's not healthy because the seafood is the crab. The crab, they are like garbage men.
Yeah.
Is that true or it's not true?
I mean, it depends on where you get it from.
Yeah.
If you're getting the wild caught, it's most likely like the cleanest version of the seafood you can get.
Yeah.
But if you're getting like, just the cheapest fish that you can find, then most likely you're getting that garbage, like that's in the ocean, right? Or you're getting like some farm-raised form of food. So you want to just.
Or salmon.
Yeah, like they say like farm-raised salmon, where like they add dye to the fish just to make it like a little brighter, a little more pink color. So like you just want to be careful with that. So yeah, just watch out with that. And again, I'm always gonna come back to the same things, like listen to your body. Your body will typically tell you.
Yeah, I
like you were saying, like the book, The Body Keeps Score, like your body will typically tell you like what's going on, okay?
Oh,
Last part, let's go on to
Doctor, diet,
quiet diet, happiness, and movement. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so movement, it comes down back to our assessment and whatnot. So when we do our assessment, we look at all movement patterns, looking at the quality of the movement, okay? Movement, you can do, exercise can be movement, a form of movement for you to stay, keep everything in balance. To balance like all these 4 doctors, right? The exercise, it could be Tai Chi, so you have working out, you have working in, so now we come back to like Dr. Quiet. So it's like combining Dr. Quiet and Dr. Movement, right? So you have your Tai Chi where let's say I'm doing something like stalk walking, so I'll do like a form of meditation, but it's a little more active meditation. So I'll come here, I'll like inhale, come up to the crown, right, and then exhale very slowly and come down to the root chakra. So I'm working with the zones, working with the energies, and I might go down a hall, I might go, when I did it, when I was introduced to it like 3 years ago, we did it in like a parking lot in Florida, and we were just walking down the parking lot, it was like barefoot, just walking down the parking lot, and just for about like 20 minutes, just no one talking, just eyes open for sure, but like no one talking and just very slow movement. Here, and then again.
and then you move the next.
And then you move and like slight versus very light walking, moving forward, yeah. And you can have that as your intention. Maybe your intention is like, okay, moving forward, like maybe that's why you want to do the stalk walking, because it reminds you of moving forward. So if you're trying to get over something in life, or you want to kind of make some changes in life, hey, I need something like positive energy that's gonna help me go forward. Oh, okay, stalk walking. That's
So
gonna
it
help
sends
you.
the message to your subconscious mind.
Sure. Yeah, it could be if you want to use that intention.
Yeah.
The stalk walking itself is just the like exercise you do, but the intention is whatever you want it to be. You set your own intention for the meditation for your like introspection time. So you set your own intention in that case. If you don't want to move, maybe you want to stay a little more grounded. Like maybe you just sit down, or you can even lay down and meditate. Like whatever you're just in the mood for. Like if you need like different tips on like meditation, like just talk to Ali. I know she has like tons. She has tons of forms, variations. Okay. All right. So next, I want to go on to we'll just talk like brief overview of a few things, like a few topics. So, and mostly how it pertains to the spine. So we'll talk about breathing first. Always assess people's like breathing quality. Again, like I said, it pertains to the spine because it helps to get the cerebrospinal fluid flowing through the brain, through the spine. Okay. So like on the inhale, you had the spinal fluid coming from the cranium all the way, like just going through and then even like into the spine, and the exhale comes and it just cycles back. So the inhale, inspiration comes down, and expiration comes back. So you get the flow of the spinal fluid, which again, you get the flow of the fluid throughout the body, right, during the breathing, which we were talking about earlier. So when I gave the model, if you're not breathing, you're gonna be stuck, right? Be stiff, not enough fluid going throughout the body, not enough fluid, this comes really rigid, the disc starts to just get shorter and shorter and shorter, gets more compressed, because now as you have more pressure going onto the body, or the same pressure going onto the body, but now more stiffness along the spine, just compress, and boom, there's your bulge again. Okay, so again, that's just breathing, right? That's just how breathing affects just the spine quality. Okay. Let's talk about, I'll look at hydration now. So I already talked about a bit in terms of like the water, hydrating. We already talked about getting like the fluid into the spine. So that's where we go into like aromatherapy, get the pumping done. Pumping helps to hydrate the fascia. Okay, so this model is no fascia, no ligaments, but we see an actual spine, tons of ligaments attaching to the spine, attached to the body. Right, so it goes from the spine out to the rest of the muscles, rest of the joints along in the body.
And the nervous system goes inside, no? The ligament.
Yeah,
The
so
nerves are inside the ligaments.
yeah, so like think about like the spinal column, right?
Yeah.
Think about like the spine is basically like the housing of the nervous system. Okay? So if you have issues along the spine, then you're gonna have issues along like in your nervous system. You're gonna have issues like here, in your brain, yeah, in the brain. If you don't have enough fluid flowing, then you're gonna have issues in the brain, because that cerebrospinal fluid is helping you to just have better thoughts, to, you know, help you become smarter, help you retain information. Okay, so, you know, if you're not sleeping well, then that's gonna affect you. You know, you're not recovering enough, you're not getting enough recovery, you're not able to just get everything like optimal, okay, in that sense. Say like dehydration, so if you're not drinking enough water, like I was saying earlier with the fascia, dehydration will then tend to like lead to stiffness of the fascia. So again, like we were just saying, the stiffness will keep everything locked up. So now even when you breathe now, if you don't have enough water, you breathe, if it's stiff, it's not moving anywhere. There's no movement. There's no movement back and forth, there's no rhythm. You need the rhythm. Water is like rhythm and flow. You know, so if you don't have enough water in your body, but you're breathing, you can breathe as much as you want, but there's no water, it's like tons of information, and you know, it's like, this just, you're not going anywhere with it. So you gotta take care of all aspects of your body.
When you inhale the air, how far does it have to walk? Up to here, or it has to walk all the way to the bell?
In terms of breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you inhale, so where you inhale, you have inhale to your stomach and your chest, right? So stomach and chest.
Yeah.
Entire diaphragm you wanna expand. So let's think down below, like more in the stomach area,
Yeah.
your diaphragm will expand, say A to P, but also laterally. And typically up top in the chest region, it really typically would go A to P. It doesn't really expand too much laterally in the chest region, but you want to see when someone breathes, stomach will go forward and back, and also side to side, and then chest forward and back. Okay, so that's the kind of movement you're looking for. So yes, to answer your question, the entire all the way down. All the way
What
down.
about if it can go all the way down? What's supposed to do? Because when I raise the father was here, and then I really have to
Focus to try and like kind of force.
Force it.
Well, it depends on how you're trying to breathe. So is it like when you're standing up?
Yeah, it's usually when I'm sitting down.
Sitting down?
Yeah.
Have you tried it laying down?
Laying down?
Yeah, laying down on your back.
No, that's better. No.
It will just be a little easier for you, because now like the impact of gravity is a little less on the body now, because you're just protected from the floor.
Yeah.
So now you kind of relax a little bit. Your body can relax, and now you can kind of focus on. You know, a little trick is put an object on your stomach, and then as you inhale,
It has to
push. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So if I go here, come right here. This is my object. Just a little trick. It gives you the feedback.
Yeah.
Right? But then I don't want to just focus on the stomach. Sometimes people will focus too much on the stomach and then forget that the diaphragm is all the way up to the air too. So you gotta get air into the chest as well. So now you wanna focus on, I'll put one hand on the chest, one hand on the stomach, inhale, stomach, and chest, expand, okay?
I see. Both have to lift up at the same time, or first you lift up?
The rule of thumb is typically like 2/3 into the stomach and 1/3 into the chest.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little more gradual, where you'll see it might be lifting at the same time, but you'll see the stomach rising a little faster. Okay, but typically you can do it if you practice. Just both will start at the same time, but the chest doesn't fill up as fast as the stomach will, because it's not gonna fill up as much as the stomach will. Okay, so more air is gonna go, more oxygen is gonna go into the stomach. So that would be a situation there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Alright, next let's see. Okay, we talked about the eating habits, so poor eating habits can cause inflammation as well. So we already discussed that. Just wanted to go back onto that topic. So inflammation again. Inflammation, the purpose that we do the osteoarticular pumping is to help to reduce the inflammation that's going on in the body. So it could be the shoulder, it could be the spine, which is again what we're talking about mostly today. It could be the hip, it could be the knee. Had a few clients with just like MCL or say LCL, ACL injuries or pain, just like could be like a slight strain, and just cause a lot of inflammation. So again, nothing required surgery. So it allowed me to kind of start pumping on it like immediately, and just to reduce the inflammation that was going on there. So you do that, and then right after we do the pumping, get into the warm up like I was saying earlier, the osteoarticular warm up, the joint warm up. So again, say we're doing the knees for example, come here, boom, these movements, you got circles, you got figure eights, just going in all the ranges of motion for the knees. And then from there, after that, everything's warmed up, proprioception and awareness. Okay, so let's say, I'll give you an example. If someone doing like an ACL, MCL, issue, I'll have them standing to be able to have like someone I have like against the wall or holding on to a wall. So I'll go here, I'm gonna work on my left knee here. So I'll put this hand against the wall. Shoe off. I'll have the big toe off the floor. Pushing down on the inside of the foot and the outside of the foot. Alright, big toe off the floor. Really focusing on spreading the foot now. So now I'm on the navicular, will be on the inside, cuboid, calcaneus, if you want to get technical. I have my hand against the wall still. Knee bent slightly, 5 to 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees. Slight internal rotation of the femur. And now I'll go slightly forward and let go of the wall. And there's my proprioception work. So now I start working. Now I have to work to balance. But that, every factor that we made, every factor progression that we made is really important to specifically focusing on a certain ligament. So if I want to focus on the ACL, I want to take all those steps to focus on that one ligament, or PCL, same steps. So you have one, if I'm doing the PCL, I'll go back or I'll go forward, all right? And if I go ACL, then I'll go backward, and this just works on the gliding, gets the gliding of the joint, the ligaments going on, okay? So basically, there's actually like a little difference too. If I'm doing proprioception and awareness, I actually want to put tension on all the ligaments around the area and relieve any tension on the actual ligament I'm trying to work on. That allows that ligament to now move in space, and I have the awareness of where it's moving in that space. Okay, so like that's why we do this warm up first. Gives me an idea of the awareness of what the knee will do, what the joint will do, and the proprioception gives me awareness of what the specific like ACL or PCL or LCL, MCL, whichever ligament you want to focus on is doing at the time. Okay, so that's just one factor. Forgot how we got there, but that's one factor. Yeah, I know. I started talking about the knee. Let's see. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into the Aldoa. Try it. You want to try it? Everyone's gonna. We'll all do it. We'll do it. It really. I'll show you first.
What?
Really simple. You can do it at home tonight.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it now. Really simple. Sorry.
It's like an acronym or it's a word?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's an acronym. Sorry about that.
LDL?
So yeah, it's Aldoa. So it's in French. I'm not gonna give you the French acronym. I'll give you the English. So in English would be loads. Okay. So it's loads is LOADS. All right.
LOADS. Loads.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you write it down, it's gonna be longitudinal. Longitudinal.
Oh, longitudinal.
Yeah. So like think about lengthening, osteo-articular decompression of the spine. Okay. So this basically what it's telling you. You have your fixed point.
And
You have your mobile point. The mobile point comes up, creates a space. Because I need looking now. So I got my fixed point. Let's say we're gonna do L5S1 Aldoa right now. Really easy. Legs up against the wall.
Yeah.
So I have my fixed point, which would be S1. Alright, that would be the sacrum. Alright. So sacrum, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have L5 above. That would be the lumbar spine, lower back.
Yeah.
Alright, so L5, the fifth segment of the fifth intervertebral body for the lumbar spine. So I have the space in between. Alright, got my disc in between. Keep the sacrum fixed. With the Aldoa, I'm going to put tension along the spine. Help me pull up, create traction upward. Because this one is fixed, now it creates a space, right? And again, the space will open very, very small. Depends on the quality of the tissue. Which is why we do all those steps before. We do this at the end when the tissue is really warm. You want the tissue to be warm. That way it's easier to move. Right? You don't do it when it's cold.
When we know when the tissue is warm, when we feel the heat, what are we supposed to feel?
No, that's a good question. You won't really, so it's hard to say like you'll feel the heat. You won't really feel the heat, but you just do your warm up.
The warm up for how long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
It took me about 5-10 minutes will be the warm up. Yeah, we do a whole series of like marching. We have like start marching, and then march and then arms up, boom, and then arms up and forward, boom. Do that marching portion we'll do for about five minutes or so.
Yeah.
If you want to like really pick it up a little bit, you can, depending on the fitness level, you can jog throughout it instead of marching. And then from there, like I told you before, we do our ankle movements, boom. We do the knees, like I showed you about 20 times today. And we'll do the hips, right? Do the hip movements, boom, 1, 2, come here,
You
come
must be a
here.
great dancer.
No, not really.
You know the
That's not-
secret.
That's the next practice. Then we do the spine again, rolling up, rolling down. We'll do our translations like I showed you earlier. Alright, boom, side to side. Okay? So we have all those different movements before we even go into doing the Aldoa. Okay? So
Would you say standard for stiff form again?
we go loads, longitudinal, osteo-articular.
Decompression.
Yeah, decompression
And
of the
the
spine.
and the spine.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So it's decompression of the spine. Alright, so everyone has to try it. Or you can, if you don't want to try it, you can watch. It's fine.
I want
But
the other.
yeah, it's fine.
Because we
you-
are gonna be broadcasted all over the nation.
Oh no, yeah, it's fine. I
I
understand.
don't want to. Maybe Andy will.
Allie wants to do it. She definitely wants to do it. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do a quick warm up, just to get the tissue warm, and you can watch. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you know what to do on your own at home. Okay? You do this tonight at home.
Yeah.
So everyone just like make a little space. Don't need a ton of
If
space.
we all gonna do it, I do alone, but if nobody's doing it, then why?
Oh, everyone,
What's going on? Everybody gonna do
everyone do it. I'll do it too.
Yeah, okay. So everybody stand up. Time to stand up. I don't want to do it only one.
Jose gets to.
Oh, that's my
Jose.
little.
Oh, sorry.
The blue blue.
Alright, so just take a look, give yourself a little room. One person in front, and then just kind of stagger around a bit. Don't need a ton of space, which is good. I'll start off here. So, one person here. Allie. You can do it there, so he's not. You won't even see on the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be
Whatever
good.
I don't
So let's,
And camera
let's start with some marching. Okay. So first thing I want to do before we go there. Here, head back. Let's go shoes off. Give you a little feedback on the floor. Oh, I got the snow boots.
Oh, yeah. They mess around with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really thick socks. Hopefully get some good appropriate.
Alright, so let's go here. So here, pretty normal stance. Tuck your pelvis. So you want to see, kind of think about flattening your lower back, okay? So you go here just to get a little awareness of the pelvis and make it flat. Alright, keep the spine flat now. Head back, chin in. Alright, that'll be your posture to start up. Now maintain that, and let's go ahead and start marching, okay? Boom, nice and easy, arms and legs. There you go.
I don't watch in years.
There you go.
That one was in high school. That's
Oh,
why.
then just let me know when it's 30-second intervals, okay?
What?
You said 30 seconds?
Yeah, so it's go like 15 seconds over now, it's fine. Boom, get the knees up higher. If you can, you don't have to force it.
Wow. That's a keeping the army.
It's about 30.
Okay, now let's go arms up while you march. There you go. And you get a nice pace, you don't feel yourself.
Still keeping the back.
Still, yeah, try to maintain that focus on the spine, the pelvis, okay? Keeping the head back, chin in. There you go. Make sure you're breathing. Okay. Now let's go arms up and to the side. It's about 30, right? There you go. Give yourself room. There you go. Up to the side. Up to the side. Up to the side. There you go. Boom. Nice. It's a long 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Time, okay? Now let's go up, forward, to the side. Almost done with the arms. If your arms are tired, then just keep them, just arm chair, it's fine. Forward, to the side, up, forward, to the side, up, forward, to the side, up, forward, to the side.
It's about 30.
Oh yeah, fast. Alright, now let's go here. Just back to regular marching. And just pick up the pace a little bit. Good, chin in. Elbows tucked, and back. Good, and then slow it down. And we'll come to the stop and then stand. And again, check your gravity line again. So that's when we check pelvis tucked, head back, chin in. Make sure you're breathing. Now here with the ankles, so you want to have as little movement in the hip as possible. So just here, okay? Ankle rolling. Roll to the inside and the outside of the foot. There you go. There you go. Just try not to move, try not to rotate here too much, okay?
Oh,
Yeah, try to keep this still.
oh.
And then just really small with the foot. There you go. There you go, better. Perfect. And now let's go with the feet. We go here, boom, and come here. Good. So heel to toe, good. When you're on the toes on this foot, heel up, on the heel on the other foot.
Oi,
Yeah, just like that. That's good.
oi,
That's
I feel
good.
like an earthquake.
And now maintain your gravity line. Okay, so remember, stay back, be nice and tall, head back, chin in. Good. So have that awareness of your body even while you're doing all this, okay? There you go. All right, now let's go into the knees, all right? So now we come feet together, hands on the knees, knees slightly bent, forward, side, side. It's okay for your heels to come off the floor, okay? Just maintain, keep the pelvis tucked, keep the chin in, head back, okay? Forward, side, side, forward, side, side, forward, side, side. Last one, forward, side, side. Let's go knee circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I'll try this one. 5 each, figure eights. So here, boom, vertical figure eight. There you go. Just do your best figure eight. There you go. Good. Now reverse direction. Reverse. Left and right side of the brain. Connect both sides. That's fine, that's fine. That means you're trying it, it's good.
Like do balance. Right.
Alright, for the hip, we'll do 2 movements. Arms out. Alright, we're gonna go here, leg up, and rotate. There you go. There you go, and then back and forth, okay? Side to side. There you go, keep it going. Good. And then maintain that. Hold on to the door. Make it easier. There you go. Good. And now just rotate this way. Boom. Boom. So not in a circle. Side to side like that. There you go. Alright, switch sides. Yeah, there you go. So you feel more rotation from the hip, okay? There you go. Nice. Alright, switch sides, okay? You can
Yes.
switch now. Just give me 5 and then we'll move on. You watching Ali. Yep, yeah. Okay, next for the hip. Let's go here just for space reasons. We'll go keep it easy, just nice front and back. Good. And again, maintaining the pelvis. Trying your best to maintain the pelvis. Stay aware. Arms out. Gotta extend the wrist. There you go. Really pushing out both sides of the arms. And then switch. There you go. You getting warmed up a little bit? You feel the heat?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
it.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sweating.
There you go. Okay. Next one is pretty fun. We do the spine. Okay, so roll, unroll. So you go here, chin in, arms down. Then watch the spine, so the neck first, then the middle of the back, slowly. Then the lower back starts to round. Boom, keep the knees as straight as you can, and bend the knees. Slowly unroll. Boom, come up to the top, and repeat. Okay? There you go, and then back down here this way. Yep, and then chin in. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Perfect. Good, and then bend the knees before you come up. Good. Yep. Good. Perfect. Bend the knees and then slowly come up here. Good. Stand up from here. Here. Good. Here. And up tall. And then just 2 times, okay? 2 in the middle. And then 2 at each side. Turn in. Good. There you go. Nice job. Good. Knees bent on the way up. Perfect. And now we go to the side. So you go from here, look to the side, and then just go straight down the leg. Exhale down. Get the knees bent, butt down, and slowly come up from the lower lumbar spine. So lower back, middle back, then the neck. And then switch directions down. Nice flow to the other side. Bend the knees, slowly come up. There you go. Alright, good. 2 more things, okay? And we get to do the dog. So, legs out, apart. Knees are gonna be bent. Again, pelvis tucked. Keep that alignment, gravity line. Head back, chin in. Arms out to the side again, if you have space. And then you're gonna go translate. So we got this what we did earlier, right? Boom. Boom, and then you just want to make sure you keep your hips fixed, okay? So go wider, and then turn the feet in. Good, and then bend a little bit, keep the back straight. Good, head back, chin in, and then arms out to the side, and rotate up like this, and extend like that, extend. And now, don't move your hips, and just slowly go to the side, and then come back, okay? So stay right there 1 second. Good. Okay. Don't move here. And go ahead and go to one side and come back to the middle. Good. And then same side again.
Oh.
Yes, okay. Good. And come back. Stay right there. Arms up. Right. Slowly go to the same side. Good. And come back. And just 5 each, okay? 5 each there. I don't know what that was, but I felt like it's definitely 5 each. And then give me 1 more this way. 1 more to your right. Good. And come back. Good. There you come down. Relax. Warm it up now, right?
Oh, yeah.
That tissue is warm.
Yeah.
Alright, last one. This one's for the shoulders. 7-part movement. Okay, some people argue it's 6 until I call them out on it. So I'm gonna go out here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So again, all the range of motion in the shoulder.
You know how to do all that together.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. So do it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last one we'll do your way. The last one we'll do your way. I like that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's okay. 7. It's not wrong. It's just
Yeah,
over
no.
steps. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong.
I'm so naive.
Alright, so now I'll show you the outdoor, and then we'll make some space so everyone can do it. Okay? So what we're gonna do, L5S1, I'm gonna do it against the wall. So ideally, if you can get to the wall, if you get your butt against the wall, then you're in optimal position, okay? So up against the wall. Boom. Walk up a little bit. So now my butt's touching the wall. Legs up against the wall. Heels are gonna be in line with the hips if we're gonna be just general with it. So everyone just heels against the wall. Heels against the wall and then in line with the hips. Toes come in, just not touching, so don't touch. Just close enough, 1 millimeter apart. Pull the toes down towards you. That sets your base. Now you have the tension below. Okay, that fixes the sacrum down. Okay, so now arm up. My chin is in, eyes down. I'm looking down here. This arm comes down. I push away. This arm comes down. I push away. And I maintain all the tension in the body and breathe. So my heels are pushing up to the ceiling. My arms are pushing out this way. Creates a pull down that way and then up this way. All right, that's what creates that space, okay? So I'll help you guys get in position.
And that's for every segment of the spine.
Yeah.
That one's just for L5S1.
So how would you do like an L? You know what I'm
You
saying?
name it, I'll show